I am honestly so pissed off right now, and the fact that it's over Mikayla Nogueira and her boyfriend Cody. Okay, so you guys, let me bring you into what happened yesterday on Twitter. So I have to back up to Mikayla Nogueira. So apparently she went on a tirade against Rich Lux yesterday, and she injected this comment about Cody, her partner, and his sobriety and how people shouldn't talk about him, and he's a recovering addict, okay? First and foremost, before we even get into this video, I have never in my entire fucking life spoken about anyone's sobriety, nor would I, ever. Because one, I believe that there are topics that are just off of the table. I don't think that you should talk about things that are like really intricate and nuanced when it comes to someone's mental health and sobriety. I've never been that person. I will never be that person. So what Jaclyn Hill did to me specifically really pisses me off, because not only would I not do that, my sister passed away from a drug overdose a couple years ago, and I have still struggled with grieving that whole thing to this day. So for her to do that and to act as if I have ever or would ever do that is a major problem for me. So we're going to talk about what Miss Jaclyn Hill did and how she basically accused me of being this horrible person because her fifis got hurt because I've been talking about her recently, because she's been up to her old same schemy ass shit. So basically, after this Instagram story went live, and I noticed that Rich was talking about it because I was sent this like numerous different times. And to be completely honest, you guys know that I don't talk to Rich. We're not friends. We don't speak. We don't talk. We don't do anything. So I don't know anything this man does. So I had to go watch Rich's video. And I noticed that he didn't say anything about Cody's sobriety. And I'm not saying that he wouldn't. I don't know that he would. I'm just saying I didn't see or hear basically saying anything about Cody's sobriety. And Mikayla injected that into the conversation because she was basically threatening people to not talk about Cody. And so what I did is I tweeted out and said, yes, so Mikayla is saying not to speak about Cody because he doesn't have social media. If that's the case, she shouldn't post him on social. She's clearly one of the biggest beauty gurus right now, and anything she posts, people are going to look at and question. It's the nature of this beast that is the beauty community, because so many beauty gurus are proven liars. I don't like to talk about her weight though. That's out of line. Harmless tweet. Nothing about anybody's sobriety, not implying anything about anybody's sobriety. Literally nothing. No one said anything about his sobriety, right? And what I said is actually fucking true, because if you are a beauty guru, especially someone with like 5-7 million followers on TikTok, people are going to look into every little thing you say, every little thing you do. And I think that Jaclyn, when we talk about her in a second, she was implying that I do that. I've never been that person either. I don't like get into intricate details about people's life. I don't pull up their personal life because one, it's not my business. And two, I'm here to talk about like problematic behavior with people and their audience and their followers. I don't know what happened with Jaclyn Hill or why she thought what she did next was okay or acceptable, but it's not gonna fly today, Jaclyn. So basically, what happened was Jaclyn Hill responded to my tweet and said this. Let me pull it up really quickly. I am so beyond mad. It is beyond literally measure. So what Jaclyn Hill said to me is, "You're just so mean, Dustin. You're making excuses to be awful to someone who doesn't deserve it. He's a recovering addict and doesn't need people posting about him for views. I watched gossip channels such as yourself hurt my ex and continue to repeat the cycle. Grow up." See, and this right here proves that Jaclyn Hill is a manipulator. Because one, myself, I never said shit about anybody's sobriety. Rich never said anything about his sobriety. Mikayla Nogueira is the one that injected that into the conversation. Mikayla Nogueira is to blame for people talking about Cody's sobriety if they're talking about it, because one, I never knew about Cody's sobriety. In all of the videos, the like 3 or 4 videos that I've made about Mikayla, I've never spoken about Cody because you know what? I'm not here to talk about Cody. Cody is not the the point of the videos when I talk about Mikayla. She's not. And the amount of likes and retweets that this like, you're so mean tweet got, it literally makes me sick because people don't even know the shit that Jaclyn Hill has done, right? So if you're not supposed to talk about someone's sobriety, Jaclyn, why did you call John a junkie?
Living on food stamps, and John was a junkie, like.
Furthermore, on September 23rd, just merely weeks to a month after John passed away, someone asked you about your divorce, or you were saying something about your divorce on an Instagram story, and you posted this. You literally posted go-to song on a sunny day when you're driving around with all the windows down, and you put Pearl Jam, I'm Still Alive. Mind you, this is her talking about after her divorce, after John passed away, and it says, I may be weird for this one, but this is one of my favorite songs of all time. When I was going through my divorce 5 years ago, I would put all the windows down and blast this song to get all the feels from it. So, I don't know if anybody caught that, but I sure as hell did. And I didn't even speak of it up until this point, because what you're not going to do is you're not going to weaponize sobriety, for one. You're not going to weaponize sobriety because nobody even talked about sobriety. Nobody dug into your life. And I get it, Jaclyn, you're mad. I've posted a few videos that have got a lot of views about you lately because you've done shitty things to people. The fact that you were off of Twitter for over a month and decided to come back and tweet to me in response to what I said about Mikayla that had not shit to do with sobriety or addiction and recovery is very, very fucking gross, Jaclyn. Especially the fact that you would insinuate that I had anything to do with what happened with John. Fuck you, Jaclyn. Fuck you for that. That is absolutely abhorrent and disgusting. And anyone that watches me and anyone that knows me knows that I would never comment on John's sobriety.
John was a junkie, like.
But it gets better. It gets better. Jaclyn Hill tagged me in an Instagram post and said this: I've hit my limit. Growing up on social media, I had to deal with so much criticism, allegations, speculation, and lies. Where, Jaclyn? Where has one lie been said about you? Where has anyone speculated and not brought proof of the things that you've done? What I speak about, what Nick speaks about, I'm not going to talk about Rich because Rich does really stretch things out. But if I've spoken about it, there's been receipts to back up what you've said and what you've done. It's not my fault at all that you've made shitty decisions when it comes to your audience and grifting your followers. I never really stood up for myself because I was scared to lose my followers and career. I dealt with hate channels trying to cancel me every day and spread lies and hate about me to the world. I laid in bed at night screaming, crying because I was sad that people didn't know the real me. This led to excessive drinking, binge eating, etc. No, Jaclyn. What you are doing and what you are going through and what videos have been made about you are because of you. They're because of you. Your actions. If you did not do things, if you weren't shady and you didn't do all the stuff that you've done with Morphe, you didn't do all the stuff with Cozy, if you didn't do any of that, we would not speak about you. And it's awfully telling that you've been away from social media for a month, especially, well, at least on Twitter, and then you come back and tweet to me when so many people have been tweeting to you about Cozy. When you address that, maybe we can talk about some of this other shit that you're alleging. But she even posted more on her Instagram story, guys. She said, and I'm finally putting my foot down publicly. These channels are abusive. The amount of money I've spent on therapy because of them, I should send them my bill. No, you shouldn't. You should send that bill to Morphe. Send that bill to Morphe, but you know what? They probably wouldn't be able to pay it because they can't even pay their own fucking employees. They're shutting down because they can't pay their own fucking employees, and your name is attached to that company. You shielded them for so long. That's the shit that you've been called out for.
Morphe, 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 the Morphe, 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 the Morphe, Morphe, Morphe. I love it so much.
So if that wasn't enough, Jaclyn Hill also tagged myself, Nick, and Rich and said, just stop. I'm in tears over the way you treat this new generation of young creators. Don't put them through this for views. I've never canceled anyone in my life, unlike you, but y'all need to reevaluate, and I can't see the rest of it. But Jaclyn, for you to lump me into that shit with Rich Lux is actually really offensive. So you've already basically insulted the absolute shit out of me because I have never talked about anyone's sobriety. I would never. And I lost my sibling to a drug overdose. But then you're gonna have the unmitigated gall and gumption to sit here and try to lump me into this shit with Rich Lux when me and him don't do the same thing, sweetheart. We aren't doing the same thing. We're not even on the same page. We're not even in the same book at this point. If I made a video about you, Jaclyn, it's because you absolutely deserve it and you did what I said in the video. She then went on to say this conversation is so much deeper than it seems, but at the end of the day, these people are digging into lives of creators and creating false narratives for views. I have never fucking done that. I will never do that. And the fact that you got on your platform and basically slandered me because I have proof of the things that you've done and the things that you've been shady about in the past. Where have I ever dug into someone's life? Where have I ever done that? Where have I ever done that, Jaclyn? When you can show me that, then maybe you might have a leg to stand on in this conversation. But at this point, you're trying to nail Jello to a wall and it's not fucking working. Meaning money. If they didn't profit off this, they wouldn't do it. If you support these people, unfollow me. Now, first of all, Jaclyn, there's been many videos that I've posted that I don't make money on. And also, while I'm talking about addiction and recovery, I literally just posted like a week or two ago a video about mental health and drug abuse. And I gave all these links to different things to help people in a situation where they could be struggling. So what I need Jaclyn Hill to do is, honestly, you need to sit down and look in a mirror. Because before you ever come for me, I need you to understand one thing. Whatever you can put out there about me or whatever you can say about me, I can prove with the truth because I've never told a lie on your name. I never would tell a lie on your name. And in fact, I've had people say that I've been way too nice to you when I've been covering things about you because I have. I've been like extremely nice to you when I really shouldn't have. The fact that you would mince people's words and then take what Mikayla said and then try to inject that into an argument where I was actually even defending Mikayla, saying that people shouldn't speak about her weight. If I say that people shouldn't speak about her weight, why would I think that it's okay for somebody to talk about someone's addiction and recovery story? All I simply said was that Cody is on a platform of millions of people. People are going to talk about him. It's the nature of the beast. If you would have taken 2 seconds to look under that tweet that you replied to, you would know that. And if you have ever watched any video of mine, you would know that I would never condone somebody doing that type of shit. You are absolutely disgusting, Jaclyn, and I understand why people dislike you. And I have been nothing but kind to you in my DMs and interactions with you. Ever. I've only ever been kind to you. So for you to make this like actual like false narrative about me and imply that I would do this is actually gross and disgusting. I was gonna get on here and read my DMs with Jaclyn, but you know what? I don't even need to go further into this because I already knew what Jaclyn was. I already knew how she was, but this absolutely solidifies it for me, Jaclyn. You are a disgusting person. You are reaping everything that you sow. You deserve everything that comes your way because you know what? You have shit on enough people. It's like literally in the millions at this point. So Jaclyn Rhodium Hill, I hope you're happy. I hope you understand what you have said about me and how hurtful it is, because while I've never spoken about John's sobriety and I never would, I think that that's a terrible and disgusting thing to say, and I think the way that you've treated him and the nasty slights that you've put on your social media have been more than enough that would have probably pushed somebody over the edge. The fact that you would even get on a platform with millions of people and insinuate that I had anything to do with what happened to John or Nick, you're disgusting, Jaclyn. You've slighted him many times and you know that. And I could go on in this video about this for a long time because I have feelings about this, but I am so pissed. I have been working so incredibly hard, especially at least over the past 6 months, while I've been dealing with the fucking house fire and losing my mom. I have been working very hard to not be a drama channel, but somehow I get lumped in with drama channels and somehow I'm the bad person because I point out your shitty behavior, Jaclyn. No. So you guys, here it is. This is what Jaclyn wanted. This is what Jaclyn got. I've never spoken about someone's sobriety and I never would. And the fact that she would insinuate that absolutely pisses me off to no end. The fact that she would slander, literally this was slander because this is lies. The fact that you would get on your platform and slander me to millions of people. Jaclyn, I truly hope that you have the year you deserve. I think you're in for a wild ride because people are hip to your new shit. And you know what? If you're going to make a video about this, if you're going to address this any further, why don't you address Cozy? Address Cozy, girl. Address Cozy. And that's all I have to say. Bye, guys.